Hey YouTube, it's time to feed the fry. Stick around and check it out. Hey YouTube, this is Tom at TM Aquatics. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It is Thursday, July 5th. Hope you all had a great 4th of July celebration. Hey, just wanted to give you guys an update on these Lamprologus Ocellatus Gold fry. I've got fry from 2 different batches, come out of 2 different shells from 2 different females here. They came out of the shells front and center there, one on the left, one on the right. A couple days ago I posted a video showing day 1 when I pulled these shells. And at that time I had only seen babies out of the left shell, and there's anywhere, I think there's around 10 to 12 babies that came out of that brood. And then the shell on the right, some wigglers started popping out, and I don't know if they're all out or not. I'm assuming they are, but you know, as you can see, there's a couple babies. If you look real hard, there's in the frame, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so here. There's a few right there. There's a whole bunch back there. They're tucked up underneath the rock. They're in the back of the breeder cave or breeder box. But all in all, I think there's anywhere from like 16 to maybe 22. I don't have an exact count, but in any case, they're doing well. The wigglers are pretty much free swimming now, and the babies that come out of the the first shell, they're growing, and what they are eating now, I do have some live baby brine shrimp hatched out, and they've been munching on that for the past 2 days plus. Before I had the baby brine shrimp hatched out, I was feeding them a couple of things, these 50 to 100 golden pearls, and they were taking these quite readily without too much resistance. And then I do have a bunch of decapsulated brine shrimp that they were feeding on as well. But now we have live baby brine that we've been hatching for a couple of days. So I'm going to gather up some of that live baby brine, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to feed these guys. All right, YouTube, as you can see, I have a ton of baby brine shrimp hatched out. I've had this batch of baby brine shrimp going for about 2 days now. I've already pulled about 7 or 8 feedings out of here. I will probably let this batch go for another 1 to 2 days, and after that I'll take any remaining baby brine shrimp that's still alive. I will go ahead and strain them out, and then I will put them in a ice cube tray, and I'll have little cubes of frozen baby brine shrimp, and I will start a new culture at that point. But I want to do one thing real quick. I'm just going to back up, and I want to show you my hatchery. That's it. All you need to hatch baby brine shrimp is a container to hold the salt water, an air supply, and of course the baby brine shrimp eggs. I want to do a couple things here and dispel a couple of rumors or mistruths. I don't have a separate light source on my hatchery, as you can see. I also don't have a separate heat source on my hatchery, as you can see. I have a container full of salt water with an air supply line, and that's it. Now let's go over here real quick. Temperature in the fish room right now is 72 degrees. As you can see, it stays between that 72 and 73. Pretty constant, pretty stable down here. There are some that claim that the brine shrimp need to be in 80-degree water and you need a separate light source. And I'm just here to say that that just simply isn't true. This is the way I've been doing it for 30 plus years. I've never had an issue hatching baby brine shrimp this way. Now, whether or not you get a higher yield if the water temperature is higher, whether or not you get a higher yield if there's a light source on it, I guess I will leave that for someone else who has a lot more time on their hand than I do. This is the way I've been hatching out baby brine shrimp, like I said, ever since I've been in the hobby, and I've never been disappointed. I've always got more baby brine shrimp than I know what to do with out of each, half a teaspoon that I grow out. And this is what works for me. It's simple, and I'm going to keep it that way. I've seen some pretty elaborate brine shrimp hatcheries. If you want to do something like that, and you've got the time, knock yourself out. But what works for me is just a container to hold the water, salt, water, brine shrimp eggs, and the air supply. Now, as far as what type of salt and how much salt to use, any non-iodized salt will work. Non-iodized table salt, aquarium salt. If you have a water softener with rock salt, or like those Morton pellets, you can use that as well. I've used Morton water softener pellets to hatch baby brine shrimp dozens of times, and it works perfectly fine. The amount of salt, I use about 1.5 tablespoons per liter of water, and that's what works for me, and I've been happy with the results that I've got. Now, as far as hatching baby brine shrimp at 72, 73 degrees, it takes about 24 hours for the eggs to hatch at that temp. I have heard that maybe they hatch a little faster at warmer temps, but again, I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to take the time, and it doesn't really matter to me if they do or not. I'm just letting you know from my experience what works and the results that I've got. So now, how do I get the baby brine shrimp out of here? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I just take some air tubing, put a flashlight or a light next to your container. The shrimp will gravitate towards that light source, and a big mass will usually kind of congregate. I'll take this air tube, I'll stick it down into that mass. The other end I will put in a brine shrimp net in a cup. I'll take after I siphon it out for like 1 to 2 seconds is all you need. I'll take the water, I'll pour the water back in the container, start my air supply again. Take the brine shrimp over to the sink, I'll wash it off with fresh tap water, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead, let's siphon some of this brine shrimp out of here, and let's get these baby fish fed. Okay, and as you can see, we got a pretty nice yield out of that little quick siphon. And go over here to the sink, and we'll rinse these guys out real quick. These guys are set to feed. All right, so one thing you want to do when you're using one of these Zis breeder boxes, you want to kill the airflow. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the air. Just helps keep the baby brine shrimp inside the breeder box a little bit longer for the baby brine or the baby fry to eat. And we'll just go ahead and dip the net in the water. And there you can see the baby brine shrimp going down. All right, and these guys, as soon as they notice what's going on, they are going to start chowing down. You can see they are starting to eat that baby brine shrimp up. Now, my apologies, you can see the shaking in the camera there. That's actually the breeder box. The breeder box is an internal breeder box, so the water current, the water flow in the tank kind of shakes that around a little bit. And also, a lot of these baby brine shrimp can actually escape out of the sides of these this Zis breeder box. You see there's like some stainless steel, there's stainless steel sides over here, like right over here on both sides. These baby brine shrimp can get through that stainless steel mesh, which is just fine because the adults enjoy the snack as well. So they enjoy eating these just as much as the baby fry. Anyways, we're going to wrap up this video. We're going to let these guys eat their lunch here. We're going to wrap up the video. Appreciate everybody that's subscribed to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, appreciate it if you'd consider it. If you have any comments, post them down below. Any questions, post down below. Hit the like button or the thumbs up button on your way out. Like always, folks, until the very next video, appreciate you watching. We'll catch you all later.